Welcome to Roll Q, where super nerds with questionable accents tell a great story to all 28 of our subscribers. You, yes, you could be subscriber number 29. In fact, if we get a 29 subscriber by next week, I will eat an extra slice of pizza. That is what I'm willing to do for you, for this channel. So if you're here because you saw us in shorts being weird, why settle for 30 seconds of weird when you can have multiple hours of the same weirdness? So, pull up a chair, grab your dice, and let's roll.
That was great.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loved it.
Trust your gut.
So we begin tonight as we ended last night. You are standing in the living room of the now deceased town master. His body lays in front of you, covered with a sheet, blood on the sheet and spilling out from beneath. Both Ismark and Irina have ostensibly said they are going to bed. And it is just the five of you standing in this room around this body. You are all very tired.
Did you say like exactly what time it was, or just?
Let's call it 1:30 in the morning.
Okay, guys, it's time to go to sleep. I need everyone to get snuggly, and I will hold down fort here.
I will stay vigil.
Yeah, pretty sure Sam said he was going to.
Well, I will hold down Sam's fort. I mean, like,
Metaphorically speaking.
That's what.
I will hold down the fort when it comes to Sam. This is just
to stare
Not any better.
yes, Bummer.
Well,
I'm going to.
It's either too late or too early to argue, so you do what you're going to do. And in the definition of trudging, he trudges up the stairs to the bedroom.
Oksana, don't do anything creepy with the body.
Okay.
And Lyria will also. Actually, she'll go like halfway up the stairs and she'll turn around. Sam, don't let her do anything creepy with the body.
Sam raises his eyebrow ridges
He is
in
not.
a puzzled yet resigned fashion.
I am in control of
Lyria will
myself.
Drag herself back up the rest of the way up to bed.
Well, what is it? I've gotten some sense when we've been in a few situations so far, but not much. Your longer companions seem to have more understanding of it. You're doing creepy things with the body, as they say. What is that all about?
Yes, they do say creepy, but I say thoughtful and artistic. I just want to, like, give, I don't know, like, time and effort with the bodies to create something special that they did not have in life.
I mean, there's much that can be understood from the study of bodies as they've died, but it is not always what might be called a scientific nature. There's an emotional component to it. He'll pull back the sheet if he can and look, because he wasn't there when it was uncovered previously, I don't think.
She's really, like, totally attracted to the fact that he, like, opened the sheet to, like, look at the body. She's like,
So Cormac is the town master, and he's eyes wide, mouth open wide, also just very pale, having bled all the way out. And that's what you see if you pull back just for the head. You want to pull and look more? Ken?
No, I think that's enough. To say, this is without even looking further, just the pallor on the man's face. It's obviously a loss of blood. It's different from what I've seen. If you have a specialty in this, Oksana, have you ever seen the body of a person who sustained a great fall?
yes, this is, like, one of my favorite things. It's rather squashed and, like, I don't know. I just like the amount of, like, splatter that there is depending on the height.
Yes, there's not always
Eyebrow ridges again.
there's not always splatter depending on the surface impacted. That was my first perception of repose, though there was little restfulness about the contortion of it, other than that relative lack of blood. But unlike these good people, I did not have the decency to mourn. Cruel though that body's departed inhabitant might have been, my lack of grief was gratification of my guilt. This place is harrowing, monstrous truly, but it is no less than I deserve. Do as you will. I'll walk to bed.
Question, since I wasn't here last week, is the story that he fell? Is that why we're talking about bodies?
No,
okay, no, we're just talking
the
about bodies.
story is
Fundies.
Rod killed him with a very surgical slash across the chest.
Oksana is rather stunned, mainly because she actually listened to him, so it was kind of like a human moment. So she turns to Sam and will say, Sam, you want to watch?
It is my duty.
Is this want or need?
I do not understand the difference.
Oksana is having mind blown by these two gentlemen tonight. Okay, well, Sam, I will do my thing. And she's going to look around and see if there is anything like that could act as maybe a prop or something that might be personal to the burgomaster.
There are a couple of hunting trophies mounted on the wall. One is the head of a stag, big antlers. Looks like the head of a fairly large wolf is stuffed on the wall as well. There's tapestries, small paintings of different views around Barovia. There's one painting of the three of them, Irina and Ismark and Kolyan, probably painted about 5 or 10 years ago. Ismark and Irina are specifically younger in the picture.
How do they look? Like happy, solemn?
Proud, I would say. Not solemn. Not like big smiles either, but better times than today.
Okay, so Oksana is going to pull back the sheet and get he's on his back, right?
Yes.
Get her arms underneath his armpits and
Right.
drag him to. Do they have couches or like?
They have a couple of like, I don't know if you call them benches exactly, but they're places to sort of sit around against the walls. Probably
Okay.
not any place like big enough to lay out a body completely prone though.
Okay, so there is a chair in the corner that is obviously his chair. So she is going to drag him over there and try to lift him to sit in the chair. She stumbles backwards and falls onto her rear and stands up really quickly because she wants to make sure that Sam didn't see it to save face. And somehow she tries to put it in the chair and not very successfully, but does get him into the chair. I don't know. You will have to ask.
So
him.
as you are pulling this body and spreading and leaving an incredibly dense trail of blood all the way there, I need to go ahead and make a strength check for me.
I love it when I roll. I forgot I was playing game. I thought I was just playing story. This is 9.
9. So you are trying to get him in the chair, and you can never quite get him higher than the small of his back keeps hitting this chair. And you just cannot get his butt into the chair. And all of a sudden in your head you hear, "Let me." And all of a sudden you were able to pull him almost all the way to standing and drop him in the chair.
How come you never helped me before?
There was never anything worth helping before.
Okay, so he is in chair, and it's not a full recliner or anything, but it is far enough back that he's not going to slump forward, right? Yes. Will put his arms on the outside and close them, and because nature of like dead bodies, the mouth is going to hang open. So then she's going to go get blood and smear it all over her hands and like put it on his face like a beard, just to kind of like, I don't know, make it so it doesn't look like his mouth is always open. Like, is he pale? Or like, what is his coloring?
He was. He's very
Okay.
pale. Yeah.
Okay, so the blood should like at least cover that, and then do something cooler. But she will take the scarf from her pocket and she will tie it gently around his neck on the side, kind of like, Paris Fashion Week. And then she will take her hands that are covered in blood, and since it's up against the wall, I could never be a DM. Oh my god. The wall is like this, and she will take her handprints and like go like this and let fan out one way and fan out the other way.
Sam and Cormac,
yeah.
make a perception check for me.
Didn't
Poor
Cormac go to
family.
sleep?
No, he
And
said
then we
watching
got
you.
No, I did say I walked away.
I think
Oh,
he
then
did.
I apologize. Then it's just you, Sam.
Okay.
I missed that.
Only an 8.
Only an 8. So then neither of you hears the crunch of armor as it sounds like Ismark is standing up.
The dead body?
Nope. The dead body's son.
Who's still in the room?
He went to
No,
lay
he
down, but apparently he can't sleep.
So
You just desecrated his
So
father's body all over his living room.
So as you're doing the handprints, you hear from behind you, "What are you doing?"
I turned
And
around.
you turn to
like,
Ismark standing there,
quickly.
still full armor, blood and mud all over him. He's just like, "What is this?"
Well, I know how important he is, and I know this isn't what it looks like.
What is it?
It is art. It is like honoring his life by getting him off the ground, covering his cut with the sheet, and I just didn't think it looked right with his mouth hanging open, so I just anyway. And then I used my hands to create big stag looking thing behind his head. You know, it's really like it's pretty personal, this artwork.
Make persuasion
And she
check.
oh my god.
You're gonna get kicked out of this house in the middle of the night.
Oh shit. 6 + 3, 9. Stop it, David.
He starts walking towards you, and he looks really angry.
I'm so sorry. I have give me 1 second.
He'll look towards you, Sam, and he'll say, "Can you explain what is this?"
I do not claim to understand it, but it is something she is compelled to do. I believe it is her way of attempting to pass honor onto their memories.
Sam, if you actually believe that, make a persuasion check, and if you don't, make a deception check. But don't tell me which.
23.
He'll look back. He looks at Sam and looks back at you. So, is this some sort of custom where you come from?
Yes, is very important custom for very important people, and I know how important he is to your town and to you. So yes, I know it is very confusing, but I do think it's important to like reflect on the artwork, and then of course, like do whatever you need to do.
All
with
right.
him.
Perhaps this is normal where you come from. In Barovia, we don't do this. Would you please put the sheet back over his head, and we can leave him right where he is? But I can't. This is not our way. Please cover him up.
I regard my patron. I am having to edit my art. Is this okay? And I'm saying it in my head.
He'll say, "Just because the beautiful painting is covered doesn't mean it's not there. The art stands on its own. It's nice work."
Can you interpret this for like symbol? Am I good?
It looks fine. You're good. Just do what he says. I don't want to sleep outside.
So yes, she will run over there and take sheet, but she is like a little flustered. Running, take the sheet, just throw it over him, and turn around and walk up to Ismark with her bloody hands like up to here, and put her hand on his chest and say, "I am with you," and then literally walk away.
I am sorry, Ismark. I do not understand her ways, but they are uniquely hers.
She may be strange, but she defended our town with honor when she did not have to. Billingtova looks some... You come from a strange place. You come from a very strange place. Who would do... Why?
I do not know. Many of the actions of people who are not like me, confuse me.
Have you ever met any people like you?
I have never met another.
Must be hard.
I take solace in what companionship I can find.
The Morning Lord walks with thee always. You probably don't sleep? Do you shut down? How does it work exactly?
I enter a meditative and watchful state. One could say it is a type of resting, but I am always aware.
Very well then. Well, meditate well. Good night.
And you, Ismark.
Sammy starts to walk towards his room, but then he stops and he looks at Irina's door, and he'll knock on it. And you hear a voice. Come in. He'll open the door and shut it. So other than Sam, everyone is upstairs. All right. As sleep takes you, go ahead and take a long rest.
So that means my temporary hit points go away.
They do.
Okay.
They do. Sam, you are unsure how long you've meditated, but you start to hear somewhat raised voices from Irina's room. You can focus to listen if you would like to, or you can push those voices away.
I think I'm concerned enough to listen.
So you hear Irina first. You have no right, Ismark. You can't just decide to send me away like I'm some sort of inconvenience. I'm father's child as much as you, and our people need me to rebuild, and you need me too. The devil has set his sights on you. And even if we don't believe the legend about women with red hair, others do. Barovia is not safe for you anymore. I am no coward, Ismark, and I will not abandon our friends and neighbors in their hour of need. Gertruda left the village this morning. Alone. Why? The mother thinks she went to Vallaki. She was convinced that help from Vallaki is the only way to end our suffering. I mean, I'm not asking you to abandon us, but there are other Barovians out there who need your help. Our neighbors who fled for Vallaki. They need guidance and advocacy from someone like you. And they will perhaps need a leader to bring them home one day. I would like that leader to be you. It's a very long pause. I still don't like it. It's your choice. I can't take that away from you, but after losing father, I can't. I can't bear the thought of losing you too. I will go, if only for you, but only if we bury father first, together. I will not leave until that is done. Do you understand? I understand. We'll take father to the church in the morning. I've already asked the coffin makers to deliver us a coffin, and it should be here by dawn. We will bear him together. You're my word. All right, just can you leave me alone, please? Of course. Good night. As I hear Irina's door open, it shuts gently, and then the footsteps retreat down back into Ismark's room. At around dawn, there's a knock at the door, Sam.
Oh, I will answer it.
As you open the door, you see two kind of grizzled, one very old and one pretty old men who have almost dragged this pine coffin down the street to here. And they sort of, when they open the door, they go, you're that. Hi, Ismark wanted us to bring the coffin.
Ismark is still resting. I will see to the coffin.
The old man puts his hand on the other one's back. Just say yes. Let's go home. All right. Well, kind of gives you a weird salute, like he doesn't quite know what to do, and then they'll sort of toddle back. So as you pull this coffin into the center, it's not very long before both Ismark and Irina wander out. Ismark's finally taken off his armor, and he'll say, "Did you rest well, Sam?"
Yes, it was sufficient. Did you?
It was not sufficient, but I think I'm going to have to settle for today. Irina will say, I'm going to put the porridge on. It should be ready in a while. Sam, if you want to rouse your friends whenever you like. It'll be ready soon.
I will alert them. Would you like me to help move your father?
Ismark will say, I think I will need your help with that. He'll lean over, open up the box, and kind of walk over and just sort of give you a nod.
Sam will assist.
So, Sam, you could just scoop him up and do it yourself. But you get the sense that Ismark wants to help. Like he didn't want you to do it by himself. So he sort of, comes under one leg, you under the other, and you were able to gently bear him. And the sheet kind of stays on him and put him in the box. Ismark will very carefully sort of tuck the sheet in around him. Looks at it for a minute and then put the lid on the box. And thank you. Thank you, Sam. I'm going to go help Rena with breakfast.
I will awake my companions. Sam is going to go upstairs and start knocking.
Oksana comes out of the room. She still has her hands covered in blood. Walks down the stairs and into the kitchen area and say, I know it was a tough night for you yesterday. Is there anything I can do to help?
Irina turns and looks at you and she'll say, there's a basin out the back and go wash your hands.
Okay. And she turns around and goes out back to wash her hands.
Out back there is sort of a big basin of cold water. And it's very cold and brisk this morning, but it does wash right off.
And she comes back inside, realizing that she has not read the room correctly and will just come in and kind of sit down and fold and refold her napkin over and over and over.
Yeah, Ismark's just sort of staring out the window. Irina's busy cooking what seems to be a goat's milk porridge. But everybody else?
When Lyriel comes downstairs, there's still blood up the wall, isn't there?
Yeah. There's a big bloody mess in the floor, a very obvious drag mark. Looks like blood stain in the chair, although the chair is kind of a red. And then there are bloody handprints on the wall that look almost like antlers.
Lyriel will just kind of turn her head and look at Oksana. I told you not to do anything creepy with the body.
She just keeps messing with the napkin.
Lyriel. So question, is it all one big room or are there separate rooms?
There is a separate kind of dining room and kitchen altogether, but there's not a door that actually shuts. So it is open. It's a doorway, but it's open enough you can see through.
Okay.
You can walk down the stairs, look at the thing, and then look into the kitchen and see Oksana sitting there.
So it's not open concept?
It's a half open concept, open-ish concept.
Archways, but actual walls. Okay.
The Ishtar concept.
Yeah, the door off the hinges concept.
Lyriel will step into the kitchen and softly ask, "Can I help clean up?"
I'm going to say, after? Yes, I'm happy to accept your help, but for now, please just sit. It's almost ready.
Okay. Lyriel will sit then, because she's been asked to. She will cast a side eye at Oksana, though.
And
She's a little disappointed that we
Oksana
desecrated the body.
And Oksana leans forward and say, it is not very nice to put spices in someone else's food, so please just do not put spices in the food this time, as judgment.
They're not nice to desecrate the body of the person of the house you're staying in.
Is difference of opinion, they say.
Irina will walk up with a big pot and, Ismark, get the bowls. Ismark. Huh? Oh, sorry, yes, bowls. She'll put the thing there. It's a goat's milk porridge. It's what it is. Gentlemen, are you joining us for breakfast?
Gilman would make sure that Cormac's awake before he leaves the room, but then
Good morning, Gamma. Good morning, I guess it is.
it's morning. Good is, I think, up for debate.
Yes, I have trouble imagining what strangeness we'll face today. After what we've seen in recent times, I think I need to make some slight changes to the preparations of my magics, but so if you wish to go down, I'll be right behind you.
That sounds good. Gilman will go downstairs and ask if there's a place he can wash up.
Ismark will say, yes, there's a basin out the back.
He goes out back and he does wash up his hands a little bit, but more than anything, he is just feeling that kind of lightly hungover sensation when you haven't had enough sleep. So he dunks his head in the basin of water 4 or 5 times.
It is brisk coming out. And when you pull out the final time, the sort of hair flip with the mohawk is just magnificent.
I'm sure
Just
it is.
glory to behold.
And so now, like, his face is probably the same shade as his hair. But he'll go back inside and sit down.
Says you
Yeah,
all sit at go ahead. Yeah, please go.
Sorry, no, I was just, when you were leaving, it would have just been, he starts going through his, shuffling through his chaotic sheaf of papers, and it's not long. It's a very minor change, so he'll be done probably by the time you're done washing.
Okay, very good. So you guys will go as you're downstairs. Irina and Ismark are pretty quiet during the meal itself.
And the sheet-covered body is sitting at the table with us, right?
No,
No, it's in the coffin.
it's been put.
Oh, it's in the coffin now.
Yes.
Oh,
As you
sneaky.
came downstairs, you would have seen right in the middle of the room this very simple pine box coffin with rope handles on it. Eventually, as you finish eating this meal in almost silence, Irina will sort of look to you, Lyriel, and say, I'll be happy to accept your help washing these up if you don't mind.
Yes, of course. Perhaps I should wash myself up first, and then I will be right back.
Please. Please do.
And Lyriel will go back outside, wash up, quickly come back in.
So as Irina starts to wash, Ismark says, why don't you let me do that? You cooked. And she'll say, Ismark, you have to talk to them. So talk to them. I've asked you.
To us?
Well, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just to us. Just in question.
Yes. I've asked you for so much, but I am going to ask you for more. There
I
are
wish for us
three.
to escort Irina.
How did you know that?
My apologies. I could hear you this morning.
Meditation. Yes, I would certainly. I would bring her to Vallaki myself, but I'm needed here more than ever. I would like you to please escort her to Vallaki. There is more people there. It's a larger town. I've not heard of any town except Barovia being plagued like this. Perhaps it will be safer for her. I hope.
How
It is
do
a
you
natural
feel,
next
Irina?
step for you anyway. Irina will say, I feel like it's the right thing to do. I would be happy to share the road with you.
Did
Together, not as my escorts.
did the others, Gummer and Cormac, did they see the bites on their neck?
I
know
don't-
that we did.
I don't know. But you would certainly notice it now. They look, for those of you who did see, they're not at all healed. They're not worse, like there's no infection of any kind, but it's clear as day.
Well,
Unmistakable.
that's right. Irina was bit, wasn't she? You said.
Is she making like any effort to like hide it, or is she just
Not at the moment.
Okay.
The second thing I would ask you is a stop along the way. With a hard day's journey, you could make it all the way to Vallaki, but I'd like you to stop at Serpool. It is an encampment of the Vistani, the traveling people. These were the people that I told you before who are allowed to come and go from Barovia. As misguided as Dorum may have been, I think in some ways he was right. We can't go on living like this. We have heard the stories about how terrible things were 100 years ago before Strahd went to sleep. Vampires lurking in every shadow, parents and the children disappearing in the night. Rats and wolves and bats reporting our every move to the castle. Even if the devil goes dormant again in 50 or 60 years' time, who would we be if we condemned our children and our grandchildren to that fate? I would ask you to be discreet. I do not want Strahd's wrath to be brought upon us again, but within the Vistani camp there is a seer. Her name is Madame Eva. She is said to be very powerful, a sage, and if anyone might know how this devil Strahd can be destroyed and our people freed, it is her. I believe she would talk to you. Perhaps
What
you
was
could
her
stay
name?
the night there. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, what was her name? Madam something?
Madame Eva, EVA.
Thank you.
It is a natural midpoint, so perhaps you could, Vistani welcome visitors to their fires. Perhaps you could stop there and speak to Madame Eva and take the night's rest. Madame Eva may also know how to help you, more than any of us here. Would you agree to do this?
They sound like worthy quests to me.
We certainly have nothing better to do.
If there's any path to understanding anything that's going on here for us or for you, we should walk it.
Thank you. And there is the third thing. It is more immediate. Would you please help me bear my father's coffin up the hill to the church for burial?
It would be an honor.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Irina, are you ready? And she'll sort of, once Lyriel and I finish the washing, we'll be ready maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Ismark says, I should go change. Excuse me. He'll leave the room. Irina and Lyriel, Irina eventually will say, as you sort of dry the last bowl, she'll say, thank you for your help. I should get changed as well. Thank you for, you must grow weary of hearing it, but thank you for everything. I meant what I said when it will be a pleasure to share the road with all of you. I don't need any escorting. I can handle myself just fine, but I'll be grateful for the company. She'll walk out of the room too.
Oksana, perhaps we should refrain from any more artistic honorariums.
Yes, I am getting different vibe now, so I will take a step back, and she will sort of start, like, the napkins and things like that have been left. So she, for whatever reason, is obsessed with napkins, and is picking up all of the napkins, but like she doesn't really pick up after herself. So just kind of like putting them in a mound in the center of the table, trying to help.
I think only a half day's journey sounds pretty good. I'm awfully tired. Anybody
Good.
else sleep well?
Slept.
Good.
Don't know that I would call it well.
Other than Sam, did anyone else, I may have missed it, find out about the hair? Where's that?
Well, you all, when you first walked up to this mansion yesterday when everybody was alive,
Her wedding.
the mob
Okay.
outside were like, Strahd loves red hair. We got to get rid of her. So yes, you would know about that.
But it wasn't mentioned today.
Sam
reason
overheard
to
it
be.
when they were arguing, but hasn't been mentioned today, no.
Okay.
After not very long, Ismark and Irina will both sort of emerge. Irina does now have a scarf that is around her neck. So she's not ready to let Barovia at large see what has happened to her. Ismark will nod to all of you and say, all right, no sense in waiting.
One
to go.
second. Oksana will go ahead. Excuse me, 1 second, and go to the body or coffin and retrieve, if possible, retrieve her scarf.
As you start to open the box, what is this more nonsense? She'll look at Sam like, the man's in a coffin.
No,
What is the problem?
I'm just getting my scarf that I loaned your dad, but I'm taking it back.
Irina will look at you and, scarf that you loaned my father? What does that mean? When?
The other night I was like, trying to like be helpful and clean up the blood.
Ismark sort of shrugs and says, foreigners. All right then.
Oksana looks at Ismark and just like, just sort of nods and concession.
I'll lift the lid, just be careful. So he does. And
I take it and very careful. Thank you.
so sort of 6 ropes on this with all of you carrying Ismark and Irina in front and then whichever 4 of you. It's easy to bear. As you walk up the street towards the square, you can smell a lot of smoke. And eventually you realize that there's no way that this few people can dispose of this many bodies of friend and foe alike, so they are basically just piling them up and burning them. The people who are alive look tired and broken, but sadly there is a little bit of relief on their face. They all heard when Rahadin told them the siege is over, you've suffered enough. As you pass through the square, you see the church sort of up on it's not a steep hill. It's a more of a rise, really. As you're walking up, you realize that like you're walking almost directly towards the castle. And in fact, the back of the church is like up against the roots of the pillar of stone that supports the castle. So it is right underneath it. As intimidating as the castle is, the church is not. It's a sagging stone and wood. It looks like it's been weathering assaults of evil for centuries, which it has. And it, like you, is very tired. There's a bell tower sort of toward the back. You can see that the roof has been not reshingled in a while, and there do seem to be broken bits. As you approach the door, you can see that there are claw marks all over the door, and it looks like there's some fairly recent fire damage. Ismark sort of nods to you. I'll put down the coffin, and he'll bang on the door. Father Donovich! It is Mark Kolyanovich. I bear the body of my father. You hear a little voice from behind you. He might not come out. The little voice belongs to the hulking figure of Periwinkle, who's sort of come. He's holding a big walking stick, and it looks like he's come sort of just around the bend, and his cheeks are a little blotchy and red, like he's been exercising.
Why would the father not come out?
Well, ever since the gross thing started coming, he stayed in there. And he just locks the door. Sometimes people come, and once in a while he lets them in, but most of the time he doesn't. Most of the time he stays in there. I saw him the other day, and maybe he doesn't want people to come in because he's missing his holy symbol.
What's his holy symbol?
Oh, it's like a bronze sunburst. I used to like it. The light glints off of it. And Father Donovich had a son named Doru, and Doru used to tell me stories of how the sun once shone here. I would love to see the sun here someday.
Father Donovich is a servant of the Morning Lord.
Yeah, servant of the Morning Lord.
Maybe you can talk to him, Sam.
I will try.
Good luck! And he'll turn and walk down, back on his way.
Sam will walk up to the door, give it a few hard raps, and say, Father, my name is Rev Samal. I am a sworn paladin of the Morning Lord. The dawn comes apace to this town. Strahd has ceased his punishment. It is safe to let us in. Please allow me to attest to your well-being.
So a few seconds of silence, and then you hear the sound of a large wooden bar from the inside being lifted and put aside. And opening the door, almost out of curiosity than anything else, is Father Donovich. He's very tired. He's an older man, just some fringe around here is most of the hair that he's gotten left. He's sort of a dour look, and he kind of looks at you and he says, "Good morning, Lord, eh? I've not seen a servant of the Morning Lord that looks like you."
There are very few that look like me. It is not unusual that you would not have seen one.
Wonders never cease. Here's Mark. Is that your father? Aye, we brought him for burial. Donetsk gets kind of a pained look on his face, and he says, "Bring him inside. We'll talk in here." He'll open up the doors for you.
Sam will go to help with the coffin.
Once you're inside, you realize this chapel is absolutely in shambles. There's debris everywhere. Pews are tipped over and broken. There are literally like dozens of candles and candelabras and candlesticks, and every candle in the whole village must be in this room, and they're all lit, trying to drive these shadows away. At the far end, you do see there's sort of an altar, and the long, thick rope that presumably rings the bell.
Sorry, I thought you locked the place so the undead wouldn't get in here.
It was afterward. Ismark, I'm happy to bury your father, but I cannot offer the blessing that you seek. You should leave this accursed place in peace while you can.
Why can't you give the
Ismark's-
blessing?
I do not have my holy symbol. It is through that symbol that I draw my power. I cannot cast spells without it. I cannot do any of the things I'm meant to do without it.
Did you
What happened to
lose it?
I didn't lose it. My son, Doru. You've probably heard about him, yes?
Several times.
I could not stop Doru from leaving. I gave him my holy symbol of Lathander in hopes it would protect him in some way. It did not work. He'll look around and he'll say, there's no sense in hiding it. The undead who destroyed this church wears the husk, the body of my son Doru. He returned here on the first night, a rabid animal, wearing the face of my son. He was driven mad with bloodlust. I was able to lure him, and he sort of point towards this trap door. He's there in the undercroft, locked up. I have no idea what to do with him. I cannot, even had I all my spells, I could not defeat him. I'm certain that he still bears my holy symbol, my necklace of Lathander. Ismark, if you would like to see your father buried with all the rights due to him, I'll need you to go down there and slay that monster. Bring me my holy symbol back, and I will bury your father with all the rights that should be accorded to him.
Sam, this is not my area of expertise. Would an undead be able to hold on to a symbol like that?
That's a good question. Q, what would I know about such things?
You would know, probably from talking with Sir Istival, that that necklace is just a symbol. It is the broken spirit and the crisis of faith that is stopping Father Donovich from doing these things. But as it is just a symbol, it can be worn by anyone. Lathander wouldn't, imbue it with, so if an evil person put it on, it burned them or anything like that.
Without meaning disrespect to the father, the symbol is only an instrument. It is the faith that is channeled through it which has power. Doru may hold the symbol. It would not harm him. But I fear we cannot allow Doru to hold it for long. Such an entity cannot be tolerated. Ismark, he was your friend, I understand.
Ismark will look at Father Donovich and say, is it Doru down there or not? Father will say, my son is dead. The figure down there seeks merely to mock me. It is the devil Strahd's cruel joke. As if him looming over us my entire life is not enough. My son
You mean your son is the monster in the basement, and he
my
is
son
monster?
is dead, and the monster in the basement wears the face and the body of my son.
I'm sensing a
DM,
pattern.
is that like something that's typical? Well, obviously, but like, is that something that happens frequently, or is that very like in this world beyond the
Tales
idea
of-
of like Oksana?
Tales of vampires sort of drinking and then feeding enough blood to create what are called spawns, vampire spawns. Anyone growing up in any city would know that, including the city that you were in. These things are all sort of talked about like they might not be real, but everyone also knows they kind of probably are real. It sounds like what Donovich is describing is not a full-blown vampire. And the fact that Donovich is saying that he thinks Strahd sent Doru here as a joke would imply that Strahd is in control of what Doru does.
So you want us to kill your son because Strahd made him monster?
Not my son, and yes, I would like you to kill Strahd's monster.
I don't
We cannot leave him locked up down there forever.
Ismark,
How do you?
I will do this thing. It will be difficult for you to face it.
Ismark will sort of nod and say, I would not like to risk exposing Irina to another vampire. She said, Ismark, will you just... Sam, if you cannot handle it and you need me, I will come. But if you think you can handle it without me, I will remain behind.
I'm sorry. I need to interrupt. Like, I'm kind of tired of like what I hear you are saying and the way you're talking to Irina. Like, she is grown-ass woman, and like she's obviously like stressed here. Like, you both have your dad died, but like you're talking to her like, I don't know, like she's not your sister. It's not okay with me. She's a strong woman. If she wants to go down there, she can. I mean, I will go.
He'll sort of smile and he'll say, I would speak just the same to a brother. But yes, she is strong. And she will do whatever she wants, no matter what I say. And she says, yes, I will. But Doru is my friend too. I would not see him as a monster if I don't have to. But, and she'll reach down and she'll sort of loosen her rapier in the scabbard and say, but if you call for us, we will be there. Both of us. Ismark, both of us.
If either of you thinks you will be the first line backing up Sam, you are mistaken. You should have nothing to do with this. It is a curious thing, the death of someone and others grieve so fiercely. I have a bit too much experience myself, not caring as I should. I did not know your friend, and I will certainly stand behind Sam if he needs it.
Yeah, there's no way he's going down by himself.
Mm-mm.
Okay, like maybe Oksana is like losing her mind if she had one. Sam is saying he is going to go down and kill her. Sam?
Yeah.
Kill him?
Yeah.
Sorry. And then
Defender cannot
Irina,
tolerate the vampire to live.
right. But Irina, she thinks that maybe it's still Doru.
She didn't say that. She didn't mean that. So if I misspoke, that's possible.
Sorry,
No one has spoken out against you guys going down there and killing what is down there. Irina and Ismark both just will find it hard to look at a monster with a friend's face. Ismark asked Father Donovich, is that really Doru down there? And Father Donovich said no. Ismark seems to believe him.
is this like who made the scratches on the church?
Yes. Scratches, everything you see here. He didn't speak once. Not once. I was lucky to escape with my life.
Well, I will go
Okay.
down with Sam.
He'll reach into his robes and he'll produce a key.
Oksana will
take
say, "Oh, Oksana will grab that key before you say."
You guys both get your hands there at the same time and both your fingers are on the key and you look at one another.
Rollies.
I am not going to roll when my hand is on the key. What
My
is your
hand is
intention?
my
Why do you reach for
intention
this?
to unlock the door, Sam. You're very tall, and the door is small, and I want to unlock it for you to go do what you need to do.
Shouldn't I unlock it since I'm the closest to the ground?
I'm
I
glad
have
you.
never seen anyone eager for me to do my duty in this way. Forgive me for my suspicion.
Oksana will regard her patron in her head and say, like, "Do you know anything about this Doru? It sounds fishy."
This Doru? No, of course not. Vampire spawn are unpredictable. They may at one moment seem almost just as their former selves were in life, and at other moments they are bloodthirsty animals. Honestly, it's pretty great.
Oksana is holding on to the thing and the key, and probably his finger at the same time, and is saying, "Trust me, I need the key, please."
Father
It
Donovan
is
is
your
not back and
franticness that
forth.
makes you not trustworthy in this moment, Oksana. I do not understand the fury with which you are acting.
If you want the key, you can have the key. I'm just saying, like, trust me. I think it's very important because this could be very unpredictable, and we need all the information we can get.
The information I require is that he is a vampire spawn. My duty is clear.
I get your duty and everything, but if he is the only person, as I am understanding, that has been to the Strahd Place castle that's come back, is that right, DM?
As far as you know, you just found out that he came back 5 minutes ago. You have not heard of anyone coming back.
So this is all. Weren't they talking about Doru? Or like,
They were talking that Doru had left, but the fact that Doru is a vampire spawn in the undercroft of a church is new. But no one knew that Doru came back until this moment because he's been locked up.
Didn't Doru's rebellion spark the whole thing? That's when
Yeah.
Strahd said you have 90
Yeah.
days, and then
They
the
thought
attack
that
started.
everybody
Okay.
had died who left.
Yes.
Okay.
No one who went on that rebellion has returned.
so, knowing that he went to try to do something with Strahd and talk to him is really important that we like don't get so hasty. I mean, really, that like just
He is a vampire spawn. Nothing he says can be trusted. It is not an entity to be reasoned with. It is an entity to be cleansed. My duty is clear.
Oksana is just going to Sam. I am going to let the key go and say, by all means, after you. She is so
And-
pleased.
Can Lyriel rest her hand on Sam's arm? Sam, all information is useful information.
Not the lies of the enemy.
Yes, but
Darkness is
even
the
if
enemy,
we assume
and treachery is its weapon.
even
we
if we
must
assume
stand
everything he says is a lie, then we can just flip it and use the reverse. It might not hurt for us all to go down there and ask him questions, and then you can kill him. I'm not saying don't kill him. He's the
You
spawn of
cannot
a
trust-
vampire. We kill him, but we talk to him first.
You cannot trust a word from the mouth of treachery. It
Poor
cannot be
man.
allowed.
So we
Cormac-
just assume everything he says is fake, and then we just believe the opposite.
Whatever you wish to believe to comfort yourself, you may believe. But my blade will seek him out without delay. Sam goes to open the door.
Oh, wait, please, Cormac, don't you think this is like bad idea? She tries to like pull on his arm and
What
get his
did-
attention.
So
Like,
he's
don't
been
want-
speed reading the Mordenkainen notes on vampires that we found in the drawers, trying to see if any of them are making any sense. Like any of these guys are matching the information there at all.
So, make an investigation check, Cormac.
Sure.
To see what you see.
13.
13. Vampires are very unpredictable. Some of them don't even remember their former life, and some remember everything perfectly. The notes do say that most of vampires' victims become vampire spawns. They have a vampire's hunger, they have all a vampire's weaknesses, but they are completely under the control of that vampire. So, if it's the way it sounds, then Strahd would be the only one who could have made Doru the way that he is. But Strahd would never create a true vampire out of Doru or anyone else because that would threaten his own power. How much that vampire spawn, how much humanity is left in it, Mordenkainen himself seems not to know.
What is it, Oksana?
I am hoping you can speak some sense because you are like intellectual person.
Sam,
And
it's a simple
realistic.
padlock.
And I need you to get Sam to stop. Get him to stop, please.
Why?
The padlock is off and it's just a handle on the trapdoor.
He is going to literally walk in and kill him. Trust me, I know.
I'm right behind.
Said that.
Sam, you look down into stairs that lead down, sort of stone stairs, stone and brick stairs that lead down into the dark underneath.
Is there room for
Lyriel
Oksana
will-
to try to get in there with Lyriel?
I mean,
Lyriel will kind of call out.
behind Sam or in front of him?
I want to get in this room and I do not want him to be murdered yet. I want information. So however I can get in there to like, yes, in front of him.
How would you
Sam's
like
heading
to
straight down.
Shut.
How would you like to try to get past him?
I
You
will
are faster
cast,
than him,
Hold
probably.
on. I will cast something. Can I cast something? I am
Yeah.
not about this. I don't want to like. I won't do
We
anything.
step very lightly with player versus player, but if it's not damn,
Can I Misty Step?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
While she's doing that, I have one more question.
Sure.
Because I wasn't here. We all saw that Irina was bit, right?
Yep.
Okay.
This morning,
So-
last night and this morning, she wasn't hiding it at all. She's hiding it now.
So while you're Misty stepping, Lyriel's going to call out, he might be the only hope to save Irina.
Sam, Oksana appears in front of you on the stairs. Oksana, are you going down the stairs ahead of him, or are you trying to stop him?
I am trying to walk in front of him.
You are able to misty step ahead of him, and you are slightly fleeter of foot, so you can get to the bottom first.
And I turn around. I turn around and I say, Sam, literally, let me just talk 5 minutes with him.
Oksana,
Please.
my duty is clear. Step out of my way. Nothing he says can be trusted. Treachery is the weapon of darkness. Do not let darkness consume you in your curiosity.
Oksana will yell, Doru, Yoo-hoo, this thing is going to kill you. Please back up. If you're...
As you look
and-
around, you don't see, neither of you see anyone or anything. The place is sort of bare earth, bricks on the side. It's very simple, fairly empty space. And then from high in the rafters, in the corner opposite you, they've come to kill me then.
Oksana
I'm
turns to
sorry.
Sam.
I will release you.
Sam, he's speaking like human, like being. He is not
Yes,
crazy like...
I can do that. Sam will
Yes.
enter further into the room.
So the ceiling is probably about 20 feet high or so. As you walk towards him, you'll hear the voice. If you want to kill me, I won't stop you, but I have just one request first.
Okay.
Speak your request. Sam draws his sword.
I want to prove to myself that I can control these urges just once.
Like hell.
You'll see sliding down the wall out of the dark a pale, gaunt figure, hair completely a mess. Dirt and grime everywhere, clothes are ripped. His eyes are red and bloodshot, and his eyes dart back and forth between you, and he says, he looks to you and he says, looks to you, Oksana, he says, you're across the room.
Yes.
Looks at Sam. If I were to do anything towards her, you'd be able to stop me, right?
I will stop you.
Very good. Before you kill me, I would like the chance to prove that I am still me. Succeed or fail, I will not stop you.
Okay. Like, how do you want to do this?
I would like you to be truly tested, I need to be exposed to the smell of fresh blood. I would have you cut yourself and wait far away with your friend between us. If I can refrain from attacking you for 1 minute, just 1 minute, then you can tell my father that I was alive. And you can tell him that I loved him. If I cannot, then I am clearly the monster you say I am. And you should slay me as quickly as possible. He looks at
Sam.
him. Even if I manage to wait this minute, there's no proof that I can always do so. But if you would give me 1 minute to see if I am still me, to have that much before you run me through, I would greatly appreciate it.
Sam? Are we going to let him?
He'll open his shirt. You may put your sword against my heart for the whole minute, if you wish.
May I clarify where the rest of us have gotten to, or whether we were trying to get anywhere? I was going to go to
Oksana
the
missed
stairs
a
right
step,
behind.
and she ran down. Lyriel was running down behind Sam, I think. The other two of
Okay,
you.
that certainly was.
Wait, I thought she
The
went
door
to
is open.
Irina. Or did you?
I think I'm just standing at the doorway trying to call down to you guys to
Okay.
stop.
Yeah, the door is open. Anyone that wants to go down can go down.
Yeah, it was my intention to follow Sam. So if I could, or if I
You're down there as well.
with us.
And you'll be standing, would you be standing back with Oksana? Or up front?
We're like in a triangle, is what I'm imagining.
I imagine that he's in the corner, Sam's right here, and then you are all the way across. You're 30 or 40 feet away, and Sam is right there.
Sam, are you going to give him this minute he asked for to, like, see if he's human or not a vampire?
It would
Look
not
at
be
you.
wise.
He'll look at
I
you,
don't
Sam.
understand the conundrum.
Sam, make an insight check.
16.
16. You look in these red, bloodshot eyes, and you believe him. He's borne open his shirt and invited you to press your blade against his heart. And he even said that when the minute is up, if he was still himself, you could run him through then, because he knows he can't control it forever. He just wants to know whether or not he's still himself before he dies.
Sam looks at Doru for a moment and looks back over each of his companions. My duty is clear, yet I understand the sincerity of your desire. I will give you your minute, and then I will give you your peace.
He does.
Oksana will walk over to Sam and
As you walk over, Doru kind of shrinks back. Looks like he's scared that Sam's going to try to defend you if you get close. And like
If
he's
he's-
trying to hold himself back from you guys as far as he.
Sam, can you just back up? She will take her. Doru, before I do this, you will not hurt me. Like, that's what your intention is, to not hurt me, right?
It's my intention to not hurt anyone ever again.
Before I do this, do you have the vampire straw in your head? Like, does he talk to you?
Oh yes,
What does he tell you to do? Like,
he told me to come home and kill my father. When I was locked in here, he told me to wait and wither and die. There is no reason for him to ask me to kill my father other than pure cruelty and evil. I have
Did he-
stared into his eyes. He is fully evil. There is nothing left to redeem.
how did you get away? You were the only person that came back.
God sent me here.
So-
We marched. Myself, my best friend, Escher. We even had the greatest vampire hunter in the world with us. Dr. Rudolf van Richten, have you heard of him?
I think he wrote that book, right? Like,
Yes. Yeah, he puts his hand up and then he sees Sam and kind of pulls his hand back. Yes, the book. There was a scholar. He was staying in the town master's home. He said his name was Alanik, but there was one point where he was wearing a hat and somehow it got knocked off and it wasn't him at all. It was a hat of disguise, and underneath was the same man whose drawing had been in this book that I'd read over and over and over. The minute I had the idea that we might be able to free ourselves from this, I found this book and I read it, and there he was, standing right there. And I begged him to come with us, and he refused. He said we were fools. It was he who ripped that page out of that book. And he told us, and I wish I believed him, he told us that there was nothing in a book that could help us when we looked into the face of evil. But I was desperate. I'd fallen in love. I wanted a better world and to see the blasted sun again. So I threatened him and I told him that I would out him, tell everyone who he was if he didn't come with us. He agreed. We made it all the way to the coffin of Strahd himself. Van Richten is every bit the undead vampire slayer that he has been told to be. We fought as far as we could. Many died behind me, but I forged on. I even lost Escher somewhere. And he made it all the way, and I can see my hand. I reach down and I pull open the coffin door, and he's not there. And then we hear the voice from behind us. I don't even remember what he said. I do remember the laugh. That cold laugh. And he killed everyone but me. I think. I didn't see Escher. Van Richten is clever. He could have gotten away. I did not see his body, but he killed everyone but me all by himself. The me he
Oksana
decided to punish. He made me into this and locked me up. And he would wait. I was locked up with him for months, and he would wait until the hunger overpowered me, and then he would bring the body of one of my friends. He forced me to feed upon it, and And then one day he sent me here. 6 days ago.
Why do you think he was punishing you? Did he like love your lover?
He punished me because I dared to face him. He punished me because I was fool enough to challenge him. It is not enough for him to vanquish me upon his sword or whatever. He is wholly evil. He sent me to do this because he knows. He knows that if I were to kill my father, it would. Well, you can imagine it would be the worst thing that ever happened.
Oksana turns to Sam and says, point me your blade, or how do you have your sword?
He has it pointing right at Doru.
Okay. And I look at Sam and say, it is clear, like, this is not Strahd speaking. Just, and she will say to Doru, I will cut my hand because I feel like what you ask is not that much.
At a distance,
know what-
Oksana. That's the experiment. The experiment he suggested was from across the room. We will learn nothing if you do it right in his face and he can't resist.
I can't do anything if Sam does not back up.
I am not backing up.
You
So-
go back to the other side of the room. Cut yourself over there.
Cormac?
Do you need
I
a
am
dagger?
looking for-
I can spare one.
No, I have my own daggers. I am big girl. Thank you.
Well, I would just like to learn the distance at which he can no longer resist. It'd be a much better experimental conditions if you start at a distance, as he suggested.
I am
You are
afraid
burning
that
daylight.
see, he's ready to kill him. She goes ahead and just slides her hand across the blade to cut her hand.
As that happens, the second the blood is out, Sam, you feel the tension in Doru, not pulling forward, but holding back. And very peacefully, he closes his eyes.
You're doing it. It's not Strahd, it's you. You're doing it.
The minute is up. His eyes snap open. And that's where we go to break.
Ah, boo.
Bro.
5 minutes, we'll see what happens.
Oh my god. I can't.
Sam's gonna kill him. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, because he's a vampire. We'll all kill him. We should be
We
killing
didn't
him.
even ask him how he got
He was
turned.
He
fine.
just told us the whole story that we would only even know if Strahd wanted us to know that.
No, I mean like the actual how he got turned. We don't know if Irina's about to turn right when we're on the road with her.
Well,
That's
I
a
think
good
we can figure that out from study. We'll see.
Oh, right.
Study, Mr. Smarty Pants Cormac.